Confession time, I've already spent more than 3,000 hours playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This live arcade and PlayStation Network re-release comes 9 years after the arcade and Dreamcast originals, and while it's almost a decade late, the newest release brings with it some minor additions that breathe new life into one of the best fighting games of all time.
Good work, soldier!
In case you've forgotten, televisions used to be squares. Now that we're well into the HD revolution, displays have stretched widescreen and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has adapted to match. The optional widescreen format expands the viewing field to fill any TV, but sadly, not much effort went into the update. Some background items don't perfectly match the screen's edge, and even some special moves get cut off at the usual 4x3 limit. Thankfully, the widescreen stretch doesn't affect gameplay. The bounding box for characters is kept to the original dimensions, which means that the wider view won't pervert any of the original character balance. The original sprite work in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was never made for HD televisions, so Capcom's offered a couple of optional video filters to help ease modern players into the dated look. The default crisp filter smooths out the low-res pixels and looks almost modern while still keeping sharp edges. On the other hand, the game's smooth setting gives the sprites a blurriness typical to filters like this. And for the purists, the game offers a classic view which removes all filters and shows the sprites in their original, blocky glory. Basic gameplay is unchanged from the original Marvel vs. Capcom 2, as all the strategies and exploits of yesteryear still apply. Some game-breaking bugs have been removed, but all of the fun bugs and glitches are still present, a fact that speaks to the authenticity of the port. That's a good thing, especially since we can now, finally, go online with the game. This downloadable port introduces basic ranked and friendly online matches with lobbies of up to 6 players. In our controlled environment, network play was nearly flawless and up to par with the solid online mode of last year's Street Fighter HD remix. As an old fan of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I can't stress enough the importance of authenticity in this port. It plays exactly how I remember. The odd widescreen adaptation I can forgive, and the online matchmaking is an overdue and welcome addition. If you're new to the game, expect a steep learning curve if you hope to compete with the best. Some guys have had a 9-year head start. But if you're like me, a few rounds of getting your butt kicked could be the start of a lifelong fanaticism.